Hello everyone and welcome to the new tutorial series I already promised a long time ago. And today I will show you how you can draw line art the way I do, which is a little bit more loose and sketchy. So if you do like this kind of style, please stay tuned and follow through this video. I will show you how I do it and blend in all the brushes that I use into this cool little pink box, as well as the settings, and the download link for the brushes in Speedpaint will also be posted into the description so you can download them easily. This tutorial should also work for Paint to SUB. For Paint to SUB, please use the regular brush in the DPI or just 2 pixel settings. So I'm drawing on the canvas of 6300 pixels in height and 4000 pixels in width. So this is just for later on printing this. A tutorial for very clean line art will be soon available for Paint to SUB, so also please look forward to this. Enough talking. Let's start. Our today's subject is Siesta from 探偵はもう死んでいる, which is the detective is already dead. I already recommend this anime and I really like her, so yeah, perfect subject for drawing and doing line art. So I already sketched her with the Mark II, which is available in each Paint to SUB and Paint software, so I did not change anything. Going to blend out the helping guides, and please make sure that you do have your sketch on one layer. I did the borders so I know where the A4 print will be, so those corners are not available later on. It's just for the tutorial purpose. So I have everything on one layer merged down, and I'm going to just make the opacity to 35 so I can draw over it. To make things easier, please have your line sketch on a separate layer without having the background being merged together, and create a new layer above and just simply clip the layer below. I always like to use a pink color, which is a nice contrast, so I can see everything that I do and paint over way better. As you can see, now that the opacity is a little bit slow, I just make the opacity higher and it's easier to do the line art above. Going to merge this and paint over. Now that I like a more smoother line art, and it was always a little bit hard in Paint, I finally found one which is working really nicely and is comparable to the one brush in Paint to SUB, which is the chop pen. I am blending it currently in so you can download it. And now I'm going to zoom in on the new layer. So keep the line art layer and the sketch layer separate, and use the brush size of 4.7 and opacity of 100 and just draw over it. I'm going to go down with the opacity on this one too so I can see it. I do like to do some lighter brush strokes and follow through with this. So, you don't need to close all the lines. Currently, as you can see, I am leaving a few of the strokes open, so the liner is not completely closed. This gives me and achieves a very interesting look, and the liner does look more dynamic, as you can see on this ribbon. It's completely up to you, but I really like to add this effect on a few parts. Before I add more depth to the line art and also clean up a few parts that are unclean when zoomed in, I'm going to show you how I do the line art of eyes. Please use the same brush size, which is 4.0, and just do very thin strokes in a fast motion. Some like to just leave the inner part blank, but I like to switch it up and sometimes fill it in with this darker part, very thin and a lot of strokes, so it creates quite clean and nice outline. Just follow your sketch and leave a few spots blank, so it looks a little bit more interesting. Same for the other side. Fast motion and not tipping in with a lot of pressure. But while it's a little bit unclean, it still looks quite clean, and it looks more interesting than having just a point blank, super clean line art, which can be a little bit boring sometimes. Yeah, same for the eyebrows, fast motions. There's the same her mouth. Leave the middle point a little bit blank, and we do have the liner basically finished. It looks a little bit unclean, so I'm going to clean up those parts which look a little bit unclean. Let me speed up. So now that I do have my liner basically done, you can see it's still a bit sketchy, but it's what I want to have for my work. I'm going to give it more depth. As you can see, the line art looks pretty boring and just like with one line weight. And I want to highlight a few parts having a thicker brush size, which is 7 this time. So I will try to just add this to a few points that I want to be a little bit more prominent, and just slowly add this to a few parts. So you can clean up a few parts that you might have missed. I want the front pony to be a little bit more prominent. So this can change up your line art game by a lot. So I'm doing this zoomed out. I know that the line art zoomed in might not be as clean as right now, but this is fine with me. So let's see, I have maybe a little strain here. erase this part above. Now I want to have the pony part a little bit more prominent and add more depth to it. Adding the darker shades to the corners is a great tip to give your liner a little bit more volume and a fuller look. This technique does enhance the face way better, and also let's not forget to give the eyes a little bit more depth. This is absolutely up to you if you want to do this. Sometimes I just prefer the little sketchy, loose, thin lines over a thicker one. And I want the outline of the hair where the actual hair does end to be a little bit more visible. So we do have a clean cut from the hair strands that are from the side, like here, and the actual hair strands that are just floating around. I will do so for all the parts. To save time, I'm going to speed up this whole process. And we're finally done. This is how my line art looks like zoomed out in its original state. And if we do zoom in, it looks pretty neat to me. It's the look that I wanted to achieve, which is a little bit more loose and sketchy, while we do have a few parts that are more prominent. So yeah, if you like this style of line art, I really hope that this tutorial has helped you to achieve it. Also, please do not give up. It takes a little bit of time to figure out the pen pressure and everything. So it also took a lot of time too for us who are more customized to using pens and tablets. So yeah, this is how it looks like. And if we do zoom out, it's like this. Please leave the comment if I can do something better in the future, or if something has helped you so I can just add it to my future tutorials or do better. I sincerely thank you for your time and wish you the best of luck creating your own art.